This past July, our Catholic Communications pilgrimage, led by Bishop Mitchell ROZANSKI and Father Gary Dailey, traveled to Poland, Vienna, and Prague. Today, we have a sneak preview of our upcoming series on that trip, produced by Father Gary and Chief Videographer Bill PACOCHA.
Welcome to Poland. After landing in Poland's capital, Warsaw, we fittingly begin our journey at the Church of St. Stanislaus Kostka. Blessed Jerzy Popieluszko, the Solidarity priest who was martyred in 1984, is buried here. The history surrounding us gives us spiritual pause and sets the stage for our pilgrimage to come.
We begin this pilgrimage in the living history of Poland, in what is a place where we realize the Solidarity movement was born and encouraged. And a movement not of violence, but a movement of truth, of freedom, of living out the gospel in a very radical way, in the way that Jesus calls us to live that gospel.
We arrive in Częstochowa, the spiritual capital of Poland. This is the location of the famous and sacred icon of Our Lady of Częstochowa. Also known as the Black Madonna, the pilgrims attend Mass in the chapel where she is enshrined and venerated. There are many days still ahead of us, and the road brings us to the cultural capital of Poland, Kraków, a magnificent city alive with churches, shrines, cafes, and restaurants. And you can't come to Poland without a good peasant meal of traditional Polish food. Our 4 nights in Kraków allow us to settle in and enjoy the many sights and sounds of the surrounding area, from the square in Old Town, where we learn about the famous trumpeter at the Church of St. Mary's. The Shrine of the Divine Mercy. Here, we find the tomb of St. Faustina Kowalska and the shrine of Pope St. John Paul II. As another day passes us by, we embark on a journey to appreciate the breathtaking carvings of the salt mines in Wieliczka. Interested in the history of a modern saint? We make a special stop to the Archbishop of Krakow's private chapel for Mass, where Karol Wojtyła was ordained a priest. Half a day seems like a lifetime as we tour the death camps of Auschwitz and Birkenau. Our somber reverence and sorrow yields to prayer as we celebrate Mass in the nearby Carmelite chapel. Our journey takes us from Poland to Austria, where we spend a couple of nights in its largest city, Vienna. Along the way, we visit the beautiful summer and winter palaces that housed emperors and royalty for many centuries. We make our way to the famous 12th century St. Stephen Cathedral, which has borne witness to many important events in Habsburg and Austrian history, and has, with its multicolored tile roof, become one of the city's most recognizable symbols. We can't forget the delicious Austrian cuisine and its many fine cafes and shops. In addition to all I've said about Vienna, the world knows this as the music center, not only of Mozart but of other composers. who lived here, who worked here, and who died here. With great memories of our visit to Vienna, we make our trek to the Czech Republic and to the picturesque city of Prague. Beautiful Baroque churches dot the landscape. From the Catholic perspective, the city is most famous for the Infant of Prague that is kept and venerated in the Church of Our Lady Victorious, where we celebrate Mass together. Our 3 nights in Prague afford us the opportunity to enjoy local entertainment, history, and how about this view of the city from above the clock tower? This beautiful panorama gives us the visual of a city steeped in history and beauty. Here we are on the boarding dock in downtown Prague, waiting to board our boat for a dinner cruise on the Vltava River. A walking tour takes us to the impressive St. Charles Bridge. Bishop refers to this city as Krakow on steroids, and I understand completely what he's speaking about because it has the charm and the beauty of Krakow, but in a much larger scale. Prague is indeed a city rich with culture and many restaurants and beautiful buildings and architecture dating back centuries. Our time ends in Prague with our traditional farewell dinner, filled with great food, entertainment, laughs, and reminiscing the days we just experienced. Join us for our 4-part pilgrimage tour on Reel to Reel, beginning Saturday, October 27th at 7 p.m.